No animal is truly weak. You should never underestimate any creature in the wild, because they can quickly turn the tables and become a threat. Sometimes even a mantis can catch and eat a bird. So even as you're watching this on YouTube from the comfort of your home, there are unbelievable animal battles happening out there right now. On October 3rd, 2013, something shocking happened in Australia. A video emerged showing a creature trying to drown a dog. Several dogs surrounded it, barking like crazy. And in the water stood a mysterious creature. It was a kangaroo. The kangaroo, chased by the dogs, had entered the water. Do you know why a kangaroo gets into the water during a fight? To drown its opponent. Technically, they don't go into the water specifically to drown others, but it's a kind of defense mechanism. Actually, herbivores instinctively jump into the water to fend off predators, but kangaroos are different from your average herbivores. They've got muscles, and as they grow older, their body weight increases, and they tend to walk on all fours, kind of like a push-up position. So it's like they're doing push-ups all the time, which builds up those massive muscles. In fact, people in Australia have even lost their lives to kangaroo attacks. Sometimes hunting dogs are found strangled to death, and it turns out they were victims of kangaroo defense tactics. So, as the dog approached the kangaroo grabbed it with its powerful arms and dragged it underwater. The dog struggled desperately to escape, but it was no match for the kangaroo's strength.
Why is the owner just standing there filming? Honestly, they shouldn't be allowed to have a dog.
That's exactly what tons of people said after the video went viral. If only the owner had kept the dog away from the kangaroo, it wouldn't have been attacked in the first place. What's more surprising is that kangaroos outnumber Australians by 1.8 times. Despite their gentle appearance, they are actually quite aggressive and very strong. So if you ever visit Australia, be careful. They might just grab you and pull you into the water. Just watching them fight among themselves is pretty scary, don't you think? One wrong kick could shatter your ribs.
It's a good world we live in. Just lying back on the couch watching kangaroo fights.
Haha, right? Especially when they balance on their tails to kick. It's just fascinating. They almost look like they're floating for a second. Now take a look at this. A pack of hyenas is attacking a lone lioness. Hyenas have a powerful bite and are trying to tear into her. In Africa, hyenas are the second largest carnivores after lions. When they attack in packs like that, even a lion is in serious trouble. So, as the lioness gets overwhelmed by the hyena pack, another lioness charges in and takes down one of the hyenas. Soon, the whole pride arrives and chases away the hyenas. Like hyenas, lions are also pack animals, so you always have to watch out for the pride. There's always backup on the way. With their size and strength, plus the fact they move in groups, it's no wonder they're called the kings of the jungle. What's even more surprising is that there are often male lions who don't belong to any pride. And here's the twist, these rogue lions are exceptional hunters. Since they don't have a group to rely on, they have to rely solely on their own skills to hunt. Take a look at this video. It was filmed by a guy named Robert John on June 26, 2022. One male lion is surrounded by dozens of hyenas. He looks around cautious and alert. Hyenas don't usually attack big predators, but when they are in such an overwhelming number, even a lion can become their prey. There must have been at least 30 of them surrounding this male lion. The lion keeps a careful eye on the hyenas, trying to anticipate their next move, and takes cautious steps, watching their behavior. Hyenas like to follow their prey until it tires out. That way, they can easily bring it down. But just when you think the lion's in trouble, it suddenly snatches a hyena, biting down on its neck. The hyenas panic, and even though they surround the lion, none of them dare to attack. They know how strong this lone male lion is, and even though he's alone, they can't afford to underestimate him. The hyenas have just lost one of their own right in front of them. With his hunger getting the best of him, the lion starts to feast on the hyena. But when the lion turns his back, the hyenas see an opportunity and rush in to attack him from behind. However, the lion is quick to react and takes down another hyena, leaving the others scrambling to get away. They didn't even get a chance to properly attack and were outmatched by this lone male lion. Even as their pack member is being eaten right in front of them, the remaining hyenas don't dare challenge the lion anymore. In the end, the hyenas leave with nothing but wounds, forced to retreat and let the lion go.
There are 30 hyenas surrounding him, but he still turns his back and eats one right in front of them. Is that the mark of a true king or what?
Exactly. I mean, how many animals on Earth can stand up to a pack of 30 hyenas without any fear? He's strong and fearless, and the way he calmly walks away after the hunt, it's like watching a true boss. On December 14th, 2010, a man was fishing in a river. He caught a massive fish, and right at that moment, a crocodile crept in, aiming to steal his catch. The man looked terrified, keeping a close eye on both the crocodile and his fish. The fish, still on the line, squirmed around in the water. Then, out of nowhere, the crocodile bit down on the fish. But something strange happened. The crocodile started shaking, and his body froze, paralyzed. Turns out, the fish the man caught was actually an electric eel. The poor crocodile's body went completely stiff from the shock. Electric eels can produce up to 859 volts and 3.2 amps of electricity. That's why locals sometimes call them the sleep bringers, or harbingers of death. There are even reports of people losing their lives to electric eel shocks.
So, in a way, the crocodile kind of saved the guy's life, huh?
Yeah, you could see it that way. Check out this video. It was filmed on April 9th, 2011 at the Chobe River in Botswana, where a mother elephant and her baby calves were drinking water. People were there recording these massive elephants when suddenly a huge crocodile lunged out of the water and clamped down on the elephant's trunk. For a moment, it looked like the elephant would be dragged into the water, but it quickly yanked the crocodile back out and escaped. Did you catch how the elephant pulled the croc with its trunk? The crocodile's jaws are incredibly powerful, so it's not easy to shake one off, unless you're an elephant that can stomp it down with your massive feet. Crocodiles don't usually attack elephants, but sometimes, when elephants drink water, the crocs mistake their trunks for snakes and bite down. There have been cases where elephants have lost their trunks to crocodiles and died as a result. When you compare the size of this particular crocodile to the elephant, it's clear this was one massive croc. If that crocodile had bitten a baby elephant instead of the mother, there's no way it would have gotten away unharmed.
Most animals try to escape from a croc by getting out of the water, but the elephant, it dives right back in. So cool.
Yeah, I bet the croc didn't realize it was biting an elephant. Because there's a golden rule all animals in Africa know: never make an elephant mad. If you agree with this rule, hit that subscribe button. Now check out this video. August 4th, 2019. It was shot at Etosha National Park in Namibia. Two lions were chasing a small creature, but this little guy wasn't scared at all. He fought back against the lions. It was a honey badger. The honey badger immediately charges at the male lion and even stands up to the lionesses. The courage to fight even when outnumbered. That's impressive. In fact, the honey badger holds a Guinness World Record as the most fearless animal in the world. They might be small and cute, but don't let that fool you. They're incredibly aggressive. Eventually, the honey badger scares off the lions and calmly leaves the scene. The lions, totally confused, just watch him go.
Is this the real king of the jungle?
Honestly, the honey badger is like the gangster of the animal world. It'll pick fights with lions, hyenas, you name it, and pound for pound, it's got the strongest muscles of any mammal. They've got way better agility, reflexes, and strength than any cat, and because of that, they can even kill animals much bigger than themselves. That's why they're fearless when it comes to taking on predators like hyenas or lions, even if they do lose a lot of those fights. But the thing is, honey badgers never back down. It's like, you know how those tough guys who spit aren't as scary as the ones who stay quiet? Yeah, the honey badger is that quiet, scary type. Most folks with anger issues usually pick on the weak, but seeing the honey badger go toe-to-toe with lions, it's clear who the real badass is. Sometimes I wish I could have a little bit of that honey badger's courage. Well, except when they get beaten up by a deer. Haha. This next clip has a whopping 22 million views, and it's all about an eagle. In the Sydney Wildlife Park in Australia, an eagle comes face to face with a long-beaked bird. The eagle is eating its prey when it looks up at the bird standing nearby. Suddenly, the bird gets interested in the eagle's food, but as the bird tries to grab a bite, the eagle quickly pulls the meat back to his feet and glares at it. Then, when the bird goes for the meat again, the eagle snatches the bird's beak with its talons. The eagle was using its prey as bait to catch something bigger. It's such a shame the camera got shaky at the critical moment.
I know, right? The cameraman got too excited and missed the perfect shot.
What are you talking about? He just got startled. That's why the camera shook. The intelligence and speed of the eagle are impressive though. I should make a video about eagles and birds of prey soon. August 12th, 2024. Two massive bison were grazing near a forest. People nearby were admiring these giant creatures. But then, a pit bull terrier, suddenly awakened by its hunting instincts, charged straight at the bison. People started yelling, trying to stop the dog. One of the bison swung its head, sending the pit bull flying. The dog rolled a few times on the ground but immediately got back up and returned to its owner. Honestly, it's kind of brave that the pit bull even dared to approach those huge bison in the first place. These guys can grow up to 3.5 meters long and weigh over a ton. You really don't want to crash into a charging bison. If you get hit by a charging bison, no living creature is going to come out unscathed. Even if that creature is a pit bull terrier, the breed responsible for the most human fatalities in the US. Pit bulls were originally bred not just for fighting but also for hunting and even facing bears. But against a bison one-on-one, that's a different story. April 24th, 2020, 7 stray dogs gang up on one lone creature, and that creature is a lizard. Right then, the lizard locks eyes on one of the dogs, and in a flash, it charges at the dog with insane speed. The dogs all freak out and bark loudly. If any dog gets close to the lizard, it snaps right back at them. The lizard is putting up a good fight against all 7 dogs, and they don't dare to mess with this aggressive lizard. Honestly, why do they bark like those little dogs you see at highway rest stops? The first dog that got bitten just backs away, whining and barking from a distance. Must be hurting from that lizard bite. Some lizards are actually venomous, which can be super dangerous for dogs, so they keep barking non-stop at the lizard. But this lizard doesn't back down at all. Any dog that gets close gets rushed at immediately.
With all the noise, if they keep barking for another 5 minutes, that poor lizard might go deaf.
Yeah, I bet that lizard was totally fed up with the barking. A lot of people who watched this video admired the bravery of that lizard though. Any cat owners out there? How would you feel if your cat came face to face with a snake in your yard like that? On May 29th, 2013, a cat did exactly that. It saw a snake in the yard and started poking at it with its paw.
Isn't that dangerous? What if the cat gets bitten?
Don't worry. The moment the snake lunges to attack, the cat dodges in an instant and gives it a quick jab with its paw. Animals like cats and weasels are super quick and agile, so they can see and react to a snake's strike just like that. The more I see it, the more I'm impressed by a cat's reflexes.
Nyan punch.